Morning, guys. Today is the day we have all been waiting for. Big Ten football. Go Bucks and go Sparties. It's gonna be a good day. Anyway, I'm still not sure whether or not we will be shelling corn today or not. There is that possibility, but we're gonna have to go look at the field and see. We had 4/10 of an inch of rain yesterday on top of what we've had the rest of the week, so things are pretty sticky and greasy and muddy, and it's firm underneath because we were so dry coming into the fall or before this week, but the top is pretty slick, so we'll see. Phil is hauling dry corn out. He just took his second load out of the overhead, but there is still probably one up there. We are going to fire up this dryer while he is hauling until, yeah. There's a little bit of wet corn still in here. Just one light on it, looks like. And so we're going to keep drying and watching this while Phil is hauling. Yeah, that's the plan here for this morning. All right, it's all running. It's filling. And we just got to wait for it to come up to temperature so we can kick our dryer master into auto mode. Climbing. It is quite a lot colder today than it was yesterday. It's in the 40s outside, I think. Yesterday we were in the 70s, so that cold front did move through. Weather is nice. It's sunny. I mean, you know, other than the cold things, but looks like we got a couple of decent days of weather here. We need that moisture to soak into the ground a little bit so that it's not so slippery out there. But we might get to the fields this afternoon. Another thing, I wanted to just update you guys a little bit after the end of yesterday's video. Dad did make it home last night. He seems to be quite good spirits. Everything seems fine. He's quite relieved to know that there wasn't actually anything wrong with his heart. No blockages or anything like that. Didn't need any stents or anything new. So that's good. And he's just going to take it easy for a few days here, recovering and in the house, and I said he'd work on some paperwork stuff on Monday, and he thought by the middle of the week, he's like, I'll be ready to drive tractor and combine again by the middle of the week. So we'll give him as much time as he needs and try and hold him back probably a little bit, but good news on that front. All right, well, it's 11:30 now. I just shut the dryer down. Well, it shut itself down because it ran out of wet corn. Phil is working on his third load of dry corn getting hauled in right now. When he gets back, or after lunch here, we'll probably go look at the field and see if we can shell today or not. All right, well, we're kind of just being lazy and taking things slow today, but just finished lunch. Thought I'd come down here to the field, take a look at stuff. There are at least 3 other people that I've seen out working, so yeah, but it is not dry. I don't know. I think it'll be all right. We'll probably come down here and try and run some off, but it's still gonna be a little sticky. We're gonna have some mud stuck to the tires. Is what it is, but we can get something done at least. Well, we're gonna try it. See how things go. Just Phil and I again today. There's our muddy combine. We decided to leave the trucks on the other end of the field because we have a filter strip down there, grass that we can work off of. So we had to walk the whole length of the field, a mile from way over there by that house. Anyway, I checked the oil. All right, well, the corn plants themselves are actually drier now than they were the other day when we were here. The ground's just a little bit wetter, but I mean, that's not too bad. It's a little sticking inside the tread of the tires, but we're not throwing mud or leaving a rut or sliding all over the place or anything like that. So that is good. It is still really good corn. So hopefully we keep watching the field average climb. And boy, it would be awesome if this field averaged over 200. I'd be thrilled. So we'll see how it goes here. We're gonna load up a couple of trucks. Can you guys see over the focus? Way over there, the neighbor's running across the road, so that made me a little bit more apt to get out here and go. But yeah, same thing as the other day where we're gonna load up the 2 trucks and the grain cart, and then we'll have to stop and empty stuff. All right, well, we're just about up to the trees in the short rows there. Our average is still climbing to 196. We might hit 200 yet, although it's going to drop substantially when we do those end rows along the trees there. So, we'll see where we end up. But we're about 26 acres into this field, 20 or so to go. And we're just, I think Phil's filling the trucks up now, so we'll get the grain cart filled, and then we'll have to go empty stuff. I am noticing, not through here, most of this corn's really good, but when I get on a little bit of a ridge, which mostly back at the other end of the field, the corn's down just a little bit worse than it was when we were here yesterday morning. That wind and the rain that came through yesterday afternoon did a little damage. The dry spots where the corn's on a little ridge and it was just a little bit more stressed this year, the stalks aren't as good. Same thing we saw down to Berkey, except for much, much less severe. So anyway, it's still really good corn here. Well, you can really see the difference between this pass and that pass. Replant versus no replant. Different varieties, so it's different plant type there. But you can also see the thin stand that we've got here. Probably should have replanted some of this one too. I mean, it's still 170 even with the crappy stand, but yeah, oh well. Full. Time to go unload. Okay, didn't film that, but trucks are empty, grain cart's empty, and we started the dryer back up, so we'll let that run. It's drying into the bin, not the overhead, the storage bin. So it should be fine until we get back. So back to the field we go to fill everything up again. Well, we're getting into some shorter rows. We're in front of the woods, so we don't have to go past them. And then the ditch, the river cuts through there on an angle. Ditch, I guess, on this side here. So these rows are shorter than they were down over here, which means I can make a round now. So Phil parked the grain cart, and he took a full truck back to unload it. And we'll finish this up. We got about 7 acres left to do here. And we should get it done here in the next 45 minutes, and then I don't know, we'll see if we're going to jump across the ditch to our other field over there tonight. It's about 5 o'clock now. We've got time yet if we want to keep working, so we'll see. Well, that just came out of nowhere. Couldn't see it at all. I was good standing tall corn there, and all of a sudden, boom. So, yeah, shut her down real quick. We'll go pick that off and get it out of the way. Yikes. Hopefully I can get this thing off. Oh yeah, not that heavy. Oh, that one's stuck in a snap and roll though. That might be a problem. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and run the head backwards. This one here is stuck pretty tight. Ah, shoot. All right, I was able to get the big one off. Let's see if I run this backwards. That one pops out of there. Oh, I gotta start to shut everything down to get out. Here we go. Oh, good. All right, now I'm gonna go pick it off there and throw it into the trees. All right, we're good to go. Well, the coon damage in this back corner here is going to prevent us, well, not that, but it is certainly going to prevent us from making 200. We weren't quite going to get there anyway. 194, oh man, hopefully we can hang on to the 194. But that's still, that's good corn. So we'll take it, and we're just about done here. I don't know what the plan is yet. We may go look around for some drier corn. So this field had a lot of replant on this east half, the shorter rows here. And this was the first field that I replanted. So the corn that I used for replant was 108 day. And most of what I did was 103, some 100-day stuff, and the replant was really wet, like 27, 28%. And the field across the river, or the ditch here, it's got a little bit more of that same 108-day, and then I switched to 106-day because it's what I had at the time. I hadn't brought in all that extra replant seed yet because I didn't know how much we were going to need. And I don't know if it's going to dry down much more, so I don't know if it matters. It is what it is. We're going to have to get it at some point. But if we could find something that was in the low 20s, that would be better. And maybe give this another week or something to dry out some more. So I might go take a few samples somewhere and see what we got. We may go over there and just open it up and see what the 106-day is. Half that field's the 103-day too, so it may be better than this. I don't know. We just kind of got to try stuff and see, I guess. All right, we got that done. I got the cart unloaded and the truck brought back here. Phil's gonna unload it. I am gonna go to another field that we have and pull some ears and do a hand sample and see what kind of moisture we get. Like I was saying, that stuff there was sort of wet. We have a field just down the road from where we're working now, kind of between here and there, that is one of the ones that we replanted the vast majority of it. Like, we took the field cultivator in, tore it up, and started over. And you would think that the replant corn, because it was planted a month later, would be a lot wetter. However, I used a 100-day maturity hybrid, super early one, that maybe because it's a shorter season corn, it'll be a little bit drier. So I'm gonna go grab a couple of ears, we're gonna bring them back, do a hand sample, and see what that says, and we'll make some decisions from there. Well, this is one of the varieties we had down to Berkey where all of our corn was flat. And I just want you to notice, yeah, there's a couple of broken stalks there, but this corn is standing pretty well up here, which leads me to believe that it was not so much a hybrid thing with our standability down there as it was a weather. The fact that it was a drought. So I don't know if this corn is going to be any good or not. Certainly is a nice ear right there. Lots and lots of rows around. It looks nice, but we'll see. I'm gonna grab 3 or 4 of them. We'll take them back, shell them, do a moisture sample. And shell them. Easier with 2 hands. All right, well, let's see what we get. Ouch. That wet corn's finding its way into the dryer. I'll slow her down a little bit. Well, 24-1. That's better than 28, but the whole field's going to be that way. There isn't going to be any dry stuff mixed in like there is in this other stuff that we were doing. We were getting 21s, and then it would jump to 27, and they were kind of all over the place. So I don't know what to do. All right, well, I don't really think we're going to find any drier corn, or at least any substantially drier corn anywhere. So we are going to jump right across the ditch here. That cornfield. Half of it was replanted with 106-day corn. Very little of it was the same 108-day that was out here. So hopefully that stuff will be drier too. And then the other half was replanted with 103-day corn that should be even still drier. So we're going to start on the half that was with the 103-day. We'll see. We'll see what we got. It is what it is. We're kind of trying to pick and choose. Obviously, the drier the corn, the better. Standability is an issue. Also looking for fields that we can get trucks in and out of okay without parking on the road, and that may be more difficult if it gets wetter. So we're gonna start over here. All right, Phil dropped me off with a pickup, and then he parked it back behind us where we started here. He's walking over there to get the grain cart. It's drier here, 21. That's good. This is yeah, this is the replant stuff. 03R40. Huh. All right. Well, that's good. Maybe it won't be so bad. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Just went back to get the truck, which you cannot see, but it's back over there. And while I was back at the farm, check it out. Check it out. That's dinner. Thanks, Mom. And to my wife. She probably helped too. She's over there with the boys visiting Grandpa, and working on a Halloween costume for them. So, yep. Okay, well, we're making some progress here. Phil did go and unload a truck. I did these little point rows that were short down there. Now we're working on some of these longer rows in here. I think the plan is going to be to fill everything up, call it a night. It's about 8:30 now, so by the time we get 2 trucks and a grain cart full, it'll be 9:30, 10 o'clock. That'll be a good night. Well, we've got a little bit more down corn out here than the other field did. And there's a spot right here where on the top of a little ridge you can see the red spot on the yield map there, that it's down a little bit more. And if it doesn't feed in very good, then it all bunches up and eventually it plugs up my auger. We kind of back it up and then let it go, and yeah, it does work through, but there's a slip clutch on that auger so that you don't damage anything. Might have to get out and peel, push some off and just kind of spread it out a little bit. Okay, we got it worked through. There's not a lot of down corn, but here's what I'm finding. The areas where I replanted, where it really needed replanted, meaning there was none of the original planting stuff left, kind of like this area right here, the replant corn is really good. It's standing really well, and it yielded well. And then I get on the fringe areas, kind of where there was some corn there, but it was thin, so I replanted it anyway, like this. And then you get some broken off stalks. And then once we get out of that, which this gets back into more replant, but once we get out of that, like we're going to up here, then the original planted corn that was good and didn't need replanted at all is standing a little bit better, more like in here. So, and there is still some broken down stuff, but it's not bad. It's really, yeah, it's up and down, and it depends on where we replanted and where we didn't and how much of it there was. So it's gonna be a little frustrating, but like I said, the 5.5 inches of rain a week after we planted it hurt us more than the drought did, and there's just nothing we can do about it. So we needed to replant, because if we hadn't, the thin spots are far worse than the areas that did not, that we did replant. So it is what it is at this point. All right, well, we're gonna call it here. Phil took the one full truck back. We got the other one full. Grain cart is full. We'll probably get all these emptied tonight. Did about 22 acres in this field. Not as good as the corn across the ditch over there. It's about 168, which I'll take. Hopefully, I was hoping this field would make 180. I don't think we're going to get there, but it should be in the 170s by the time we get done. This field is the best in here, back behind the buildings. We've got the best stuff yet to do. So, you know, the tree line, that is just, you lose 10 bushel an acre off the whole field average just from the stuff along the trees. So the rest of it's pretty good. Our bin is getting filled up here, so I'm climbing up to the top to check it and see how much room we got. I probably won't be able to see it very good to see how level it is, but it is getting better than it was the other day when we checked it. Getting there. See if I can turn my light on if it helps. I can see. I don't know about you guys. Still a little uneven, but it's better than it was. All right, I'm gonna go empty the grain cart here. Burr, it's starting to get cold out. Grain cart's empty. Okay, well, Phil's gonna stay here and finish emptying the truck and let the dryer run for a little bit. We're not going to let it run real late tonight because tomorrow is Sunday, so we will go to church in the morning, but Phil's going to come and dry corn, get it started and stuff. I offered, but he said he would take care of it. I tried. Getting cold. We got a little steam blowing out the dryer now. We still don't have enough corn to let it run all night, so we're going to shut it down and then just start it back up in the morning. There was 2 lights on the bin there, but they just came on the second one, so there's not a ton of corn there that needs to be dried. Phil sometimes puts a lot of pressure on himself to keep the grain system moving and everything, and he's pretty particular in the way he wants things done, which is fine, and it's a good thing a lot of times, but it makes it hard for him to give up control. And like I offered to come in the morning and get the stuff started up, but he wanted to do it, so I'll let him. But it's all right. At some point here, though, that's going to have to change. He's going to have to let me do a little bit more, maybe after we build a house and I'm 1/10 of a mile away instead of 6 miles away. But anyway, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me, please. And if you have any questions and comments, leave them down below. We'll see how tomorrow goes. I know I've said this before, but I think my buddy's coming tomorrow to run grain cart for us for at least a couple hours in the afternoon while we're in some of them longer rows that we're working on. So that will be helpful. Dad's going to keep recovering. He's doing good. Had to keep reminding him he's not allowed to pick up my boys or anything. You know, he's not allowed to lift anything right now. So when the grandkids come and see him and they run to him and he just instinctively grabs them and picks them up, that's against the rules, Dad. So, but that's okay. What else? Yeah, should have a good week. We'll see what the weather looks like. There was a slight chance of rain on Monday, but it doesn't look like much. And I know that it's starting to get a little bit wet. We've had plenty of rain this past week, but our ground conditions are still better than anything we dealt with last fall. And if you watched my videos from last fall, you'll see that we were fighting mud like crazy all fall. So we're going to keep moving here. Hopefully we'll get a lot done, and we'll see. I kind of like to get to that irrigated corn by the end of the week, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're at least a week out on that yet. So anyway, have a good night. We'll see you guys later.